The show where there are no penalties, nothing is offside, and everything is fair game. This is The Gloves Are Off.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of The Gloves Are Off. I'm Moses Woldu. PK Subban finally signed and played and did pretty well. Plus we also have the Super Bowl, Ray Lewis, and no deer antler spray, we promise. Greg Buchanan, we were wondering where you were.
Yeah, no deer antler spray for me either.
But that's good to know. We'll have to do the test afterwards.
Okay,
but voice of the CPCA, radio announcer, as well as the GM for the Lloydminster Bandits. How are you?
Not too bad, Moses, not too bad.
Excellent. And I'm joined by the Universal Heat, the Bantam team that's doing quite well. Jason Clague, how are you?
Good to be here.
Yeah, their head coach, fantastic job. Got a week before the playoffs. Excited?
Yeah, it's getting to that point of the year where it's exciting to come to the rink, and you know, it's part of a great group of kids and that really enjoy playing with each other and coming to the rink and working hard. So, really looking forward to the next couple months.
All right, looking forward to joining us here for the next 30 minutes. We'll start off the first question, of course, the Super Bowl. One of the biggest games, one of the highly rated events, definitely in the United States. What can you say, though? Baltimore Ravens, Super Bowl champions again. Joe Flacco looked fantastic like he has all postseason. I know you and I have talked about this, Bucky, in particular. I've always said that, you know what, if you win a Super Bowl, you're considered one of the elite. And you're like, he's not elite just yet, Moses. But can we say that now? Is Joe Flacco an elite quarterback?
He's got to be right up there. You look at his numbers even compared to Peyton Manning. He's very comparable to one of the great quarterbacks in the game right now.
I have to disagree. He's not an elite quarterback yet. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl. Brad Johnson, if I recall, was a quarterback with Tampa Bay, won a Super Bowl. Not an elite status just yet. I mean, you know, if he can get his team back and continue to play at a high level as he did in the playoffs, he'll enter that conversation.
But if we can agree that Peyton Manning would be considered a high-level elite quarterback, correct? He has the same amount of wins as Peyton Manning in just half the seasons he's played. He's played, what, 6 seasons, 5 seasons? All the seasons he's made it as a starter into the playoffs. And the record he had now, 11 touchdowns, no interceptions in 4 playoff games. No one only knocking off the great Peyton Manning. Also, the super great Tom Brady as well, en route to making it to the Super Bowl. I think that's still consider him, would it not?
Well, one thing, too, with Baltimore, there's so much talk about their defense all the time with the Baltimore team.
But it was their offense that really did.
They're a team that's focused on their defense. And, you know, Jason's correct that he's not quite at that elite level. I think he's getting close to it. But now the question is, what's he going to do for an encore performance?
Absolutely. I mean, that's you look at Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, these guys are, you know, like death and taxes. You know, every year they're coming in and they're going to provide the leadership and a high level of play and carry their team. You know, Joe Flacco, there's no denying, you know, he was the MVP of the playoffs, MVP of the Super Bowl. You know, I'd just like to see it a little more, you know, consistently now that he's established himself near the upper echelon of quarterbacks. I think he needs to just bring that consistency and you know, certainly he'll be in that category.
We know the power outage actually helped the San Francisco 49ers in this aspect, that it kind of brought them back. It was the second halftime, if you will. But what happened on that fourth down, that critical fourth down with about a minute 46 to go? And there was the alleged pass interference call, or the hold call that Jim Harbaugh, the coach of the 49ers, wanted on Tim Crabtree there in the corner. Was that pass interference, or was that just jockeying by both the receiver and the corner?
It'll look a little bit of back and forth. You know, the receiver and the defensive back are kind of a little bit of tug on each other's sweater, so could have went either way.
Yeah, there was definitely contact. There was a bit of a grab, no doubt about it. But you know, I think Crabtree, you know, there was a lot of hand fighting there, and he was trying to get a push off on his man. You know, I don't mind the non-call there. I mean, it's a pivotal play, and both guys are battling for position, you know, inside the 5, and you know, that's football.
You never want, whether sport it is, you don't want the game to determine, especially a championship, to be determined by a penalty, whether it be in hockey, whether it be in football. And if they throw a flag there, the championships are determined by a penalty then.
What about Ray Lewis, though? I got to get to this real quick. Ray Lewis, definitely, I want to say a media darling at one point, sometimes a villain. After this Super Bowl, all that he's gone through, coming back from an injury that he was told that he was done for his career. Where's the court of public opinion in this? Do you say that he's a legend, or is there still some baggage? Because of course, with the whole the murder, the attempted, or not the attempted, pardon me, but the obstruction of justice case, as well as the whole deer antler spray, all that, it just kind of started coming up. Where does he lie in the court of public opinion?
Well, I think there's definitely two parts to his legacy. Certainly as a player, I mean, in my opinion, one of the greatest linebackers to ever play the position. I don't think you'd find much argument from anybody on that. Then of course there's his life away from the football field. Certainly controversial. Put himself in some bad positions. You mentioned the court proceedings that he went through, the murders that he was alleged to be a part of. It certainly casts a bit of a cloud over his legacy. Having said that, though, you pay attention to what guys that have played with him, how they speak of him, and there's no denying that he is an inspiration to the people that he plays with, the way he communicates with them, the way he leads them. So it's a lightning rod for conversation. There's definitely some controversy.
I think one of the greatest leaders probably in sports today, and maybe of all time. I think more than anything, he's a great football player on the field, no doubt about that. One of the best linebackers in the game. At the same time, there is a lot of questions that need to be answered off the field with that murder case, and how he knows what happened in that case. I'm not saying that he was the man that pulled the trigger. At the same time, he knows what happened. Those two families want to have closure on it, and the only way they can get closure is Ray Lewis stepping up.
What do you do with Jim Harbaugh and John Harbaugh? Of course, the celebration was very short and sweet. If you're Jim, you're devastated because you go this far and to lose it. And not only that, but you lose it to your brother. Now, you have a brother, Jason. Is there a bit of sibling rivalry between the two here? And how do you, if you're Jim, be happy for your brother John? Because you've just lost the biggest game, arguably, of your career, both as a as a player and a coach.
Yeah, I think time, time will heal, the uncomfortableness of it. Certainly, I think, over you give it a year, there's definitely that sibling rivalry, and the fact that John's going to be able to wear that ring to the odd Christmas dinner, I think will, I'm sure they'll have some fun with it at some point in time, but, obviously right after the game, a subdued coach on both sides. I mean,
it's going to be tough on the parents too.
Absolutely, yeah. It's tough to be as happy as you should be for the one when you have the other one that's been devastated with the loss. But I think time will heal all that.
Yeah, time all heals wounds. But when you lose a championship, and Jason's been in championships in the past that he's won, he's lost, and you just don't get it over it overnight. It takes a bit of time. And unfortunately, every time you see your brother, you're reminded of it. So
I think more so than losing to his brother, Jim might be maybe second guessing himself with some of the play calling they had, and that first and goal inside the 10, throws the ball 4 times with 2 timeouts. Probably going to look at himself and say, what could we have done a little bit different there? So very competitive guy, and so it's going to take some time for him to get over that one.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll start coming up with the Montreal Canadiens and PK Subban finally in the lineup, but he won't be able to do the low 5 with Carey Price. We'll have more on that coming up.